Okay, dude, let's tell me about your second album.
Yeah. So
or when you leave that space now, what happens?
correct. So when I leave this space now,
Yeah,
I'm now trying to chart my own course, and I have two problems. The first is I'm tagged as a worship leader. That's a problem for me because at the time, there's no revenue to be earned as a worship leader. And I'm aware of this. The second problem I have is I'm told I sound like Eric. And this is what everybody's saying, right? And this is a problem. I need to break these two things. Yeah. I need to break these two things. Otherwise, I can't consistently sell an album or a career. I can't consistently build a career.
Yeah.
So I decided,
But dude, you did sound like Eric.
I did, vocally. I mean, I studied him a lot. Even now, if Eric is not there, call me. I'll sing the jams.
Yeah, I'm like, hey,
you guys will think you hide me behind a curtain. I can sing those things.
He will sing them.
I can sing them. Even you'll be surprised, brother. Anyway, so these were my two challenges coming out of that. I knew, okay, now I need to chart a new course. So one, I cannot work at church anymore because it's just feeding into the
the worship leader thing.
Yeah, and I need to break that. And then Ombilangu is a huge thing, and now that's following me everywhere. And we got a huge song. Follow me everywhere. I'm in the street, guys telling me, oh, Ombilangu. Oh gosh. Now I have to basically create new music, and I've created a whole new way. So I started to play a lot more of the band circuit. I tried out Kidum's band. I did some other
work. Yes, I saw you at, I think, guys, it's not 1824, but there was a place that used to play live music.
Yeah. So eventually, it's around 06, as I'm leaving church, or 6 or 7, I started to build my own band. This is a second band. We built the first band with Kiki Mutungi. We co-owned the first band. Then Kiki had gone to the States.
Kiki was working on her album at that time.
Correct, but then she now gone to the States, she relocated.
And Kiki was once your background vocalist.
No. We shared the band. So what happened?
It was Sheila.
No. Kiki was a co-leader in the band.
Oh.
So the band was Kiki's and mine together.
Yes.
Sheila and Christine Della were singing backup, and Doris Onyang was singing backup for us.
Yes. Oh.
My band at the time had Eddie Gray.
Yeah. Yes.
At the time, Eddie Gray was a piano player. So Eddie Gray was a keyboard player.
One of the best guitarists right now is a piano player.
Brilliant. Yeah, but this guy is a fantastic musician. Andrew Ngatia.
Yes, Drew.
Was a bass player. So he was in my band as a bass player. In that gig we talk about at Bapo, those two play keyboard and bass.
Yes, good. Andrew, for those who don't know, has played a lot of bass on Sauti Souls.
Correct. Andrew is one of the best. He's a very accomplished musician. Yes. One of the best musicians I think we
reading and writing. In fact, he has a book.
He's a fantastic musician.
A drum book, yeah, I know.
Yeah. So now that band, we're kind of exiting and closing that band because Kiki's gone to the States. And what I was trying to say is that Kiki and I used to play gigs where when Kiki was singing, if it was a Kiki gig, I would sing backup.
What?
And do sound.
Yes.
And if it was a Dan Aceda gig, Kiki would sing backup.
That is
and do we had a very good relationship. We played many gigs together like that. Like the TSO that we were anchoring. Yes. We anchored the TSO together. We were paid together. Like it was the booking was of one artist. And we bought equipment together. Like we were really trying to build a band. And at the time we had a great camaraderie. We were also neighbors, we lived close to each other.
Yes.
So, like I said,
I didn't know this side of Kiki.
Going to Kiki's gigs, I would do sound and sing backup. And then Kiki would come to my gigs and sing backup. And that was what it was. Just that in the spaces we were playing in at the time, I was a little bigger artist than Kiki was.
Yeah.
Just because she hadn't started working on her music.
In fact, yeah, she now then worked on that album with Gits.
Correct. But she already had a big song.
She had a couple of big songs.
She already had the Nihongose,
yes.
Which I think is one of the best written, best produced. Gideon Kimanzi produced that.
Oh yes.
One of the best songs I've ever had in my life, Kiki Mutungi. And she had that song, it was huge, but she hadn't done any more follow-up. So since I had more songs, I think I was a little bigger at the time. But this was not a problem between us.
Yeah.
So we were even working on Eric's musical together.
Yes.
Yeah, Kiki was playing the romantic lead, I was playing romantic lead as well. So we're doing this thing until she went off to the States. Now I needed to rebuild the band. So I started to build a brand new band. Audition, got a brand new band, and then started to play gigs in the circuit. Now the challenge was you just have 13 songs playable. That's not enough to play a gig. So I had to generate all this new music and create all this new music. So I had to actively write.
Alone without Blackman.
No, I didn't have Blackman.
Yes.
Blackman is now doing a lot more. So now Blackman is doing the you guys are now doing the hip hop, and now that's all he wants to do.
Yes.
So him is like, okay, I can help out, but I can't really be the primary. And we've left church, so you can't be primary. I'm like, cool, I understand. You do. Then when I need you, I'll call you. So we start to generate all these new songs, and that's how we write the song with Sana, Not the One, which was produced by Blackman.
Yes.
I feel this way. I know you used to make me smile, but the feeling's about to die. I'm living a lie. How do I say to you? How do I say to you that I'm falling out of love with you? Falling out of love with you. How do I explain? The feeling's not the same. I wish I could have known before that you were not the one. 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 I wish I could go back.
And then it was one of the last songs to go on the record, because I started singing a song in my performance circuit called Souffle.
Yes.
So that begins to, then we are getting this band that does a story song, so get to do some work. And then now the album launch for Benganology comes. And that Benganology was the hardest of all my albums. That was the hardest album for me to do, because it was the first time I was doing it by myself, and I discovered just how hard it is to do an album. Producers vanished with my music.
Yeah.
There's a guy I looked for mpaka in his girlfriend's house. I went to his girlfriend's house. I went to his house, his housemates told me, this guy, we haven't seen this guy.
So you've recorded with the guy,
I've recorded with the guy, I've paid the guy. I don't have the music. David Maku is my manager at the time. We booked the venue. We have got capital to help us with publicity. The date is set, and I can't find the guy.
And he's got your songs which need to go on the album.
He's got 6 songs. There are 2 producers. One has 6, the other has 4.
Wow.
The guy of 4 is like me, I just can't finish in time. Stas told me straight, I can't finish time. I told him, just give me the files. I went to his house, I picked the files. The other guy,
missing.
can't be found.
Mteja.
I looked for that guy for 6 weeks.
What?
Like daily. It wasn't I was looking for him daily. I eventually found the guy. I just wanted the files. I just said, just copy. That's all. Just copy the files.
I'm good.
Once he copied the files, I walked out of that guy's house and left. I went to Blackman. I told Blackman, boss, I need help. You're gonna need to help me pull this thing together. Davey mixed as much as he could.
Yeah.
He gave me, now I needed to master. I went to Tim. I begged Tim to give me the studio so I could master overnight. We worked on the master for Benganology overnight, on one night.
Because now, I mean, you don't have access to a studio.
Yeah, I don't have one. So Tim gave me a studio. I got an engineer. We mixed and mastered the album overnight. The next day, I'd said, whatever the album sounds like,
So it's going.
it's going. We got this thing. In between there, I met a very young, beautiful singer. Like when she sang, I could not believe what I was hearing. Her name was Della.
What?
Della has come to the University of Nairobi to study architecture. She's in first year. And she walks into my studio, says, studio where we used to draw. Says, you know me, I'm a singer. I told her, okay, you can join the band. So she joins the band. And then they're doing this thing with Penya.
Yes.
And after like some time, I'm like, this person is ready. She's just ready. I told her, you need to go and make your music. Now you just need to go become yourself. Go do. So she goes, records the song, goes on tour. Brilliant musician.
Della who sang Papa and Mama with Sauti Sol and a whole bunch of other
That
songs.
song has just come out. By that time, that song has just come out around that time. We're not doing the release for. We're going towards the release of Benganology. Then I called her because I needed backup singers to come. So she says, I'll sing backup for you. So she sings backup for me at the Benganology album launch. And I was very honored that she did that. And Sana came, we sang the song. Now when we do the song with Sana, Nairobi and the world is sure, okay, the boy has left church. This song is, there's nothing this song we can connect to church. This is now a love song. This guy is not interested in doing Christian music.
So we can call him for gigs.
So we can call him for gigs. So I started getting called for gigs. And in 2009, we go to the States for the musical theater. We perform at the New York Musical Theater Festival with Eric's More Fire.
Yes. More Fire, which was basically Luanda, now just called More Fire.
Correct. But he had rewritten. So he had rewritten and made it like a whole new show. So we perform that, we come back, and then I start to build now. This is now 2009. I built the last few songs, at least Benganology in 2010. Mm-hmm. Then now, we need the problem of selling Sulue comes back. We need to sell. And the challenge of selling is bigger now. Because at this time, there's all this nonsense about Afrofusion. And me, I'm tired.
Yeah.
Nobody wants it. I don't want it. The people who are singing it don't want it. Yeah. So I'm like, you know what? In fact, this was part of the thinking of the name Benganology. I was like, I am determined to kill this line, Afrofusion. Yes. I'm going to work as hard as I can to make sure this tag Afrofusion can die. So I started actively calling newspaper people and telling them, what's Afrofusion? What is this you have written? Why have you tagged it? So they started to change. So it's nice Benga. Then they did an article about me in Nation. And the guy told me the guy who came to see me is in his 20s, like 21. He wrote it in the article. Says that guy is 20-something and he's talking to me about Benga. And I know Benga to be a dying sound, but this boy is not listening to me. So because he's living in his own world, I'm going to call him the Crown Prince
of Benga.
He writes it in his article. When I read the article, I was like, you know what?
Thank you.
That's
my thing.
I'm going to take that thing and I'm jumping this thing.
Because of Crown Prince of Benga.
Yeah, because I went to see a guy who used to write about music. Yeah. And I told him, the sound is Benga. Like I was trying to advocate, I was telling him this thing is Benga. It's just a different kind of Benga. And this is how Benga, because my thoughts at the time was that Benga is like soul. Then there are so many other sub-genres and sub-styles. So listen, let's just stop. This thing is Benga.
Yes.
Tabu Susa said, no. Benga is Benga. I said, Apana. This thing, other guys are refusing. Everybody's against. But me, I'm fighting. And I've said Z. My name is Dan Aceda, the Crown Prince of Benga. I think that goes to show what kind of music I do. I'm a musician. I've been here for a long time. I'm getting ready to do a 4th album.
Once again, my name is Dan Aceda. They call me the Crown Prince of Benga. And I'd like to tell you a story today.
Benga is anything that I sing, first of all. But then, in general, it's music of East Africa.
It's a special dedication to all the girls in the
nice guitars, sweet melodies. It's a music that everybody listens to. I think everyone does Benga, even Nonini does Benga. He just doesn't know, but he does.
But my baby, she says, no, I don't wanna know. She says, no, I want a little more. Mshahara elfu mbili na nyumba kari yako. No, I don't want to love a poor man, no.
The spirit of Benga is in storytelling. It's in getting a song, finding a melody, and giving people a narrative within a song. So people always start somewhere and then end up with the end of the story. So if you go back in history of those zilizopendwas, you have Stella Wangu, there's a story. And listen to the stuff that people like Hat the Band are doing. Uliza Kiatu. Everything starts with, here's where I am, here's where I want to go. And then when they write the lyrics, it's like, oh, nilikuwa hapa, nikaenda, na hivi ndo kulitokea. It's the same thing that Freshley Mwamburi does. He starts, oh, I used to love this girl, alafu akaenda Japan, akasoma, akapotea, na akarudi na mtoto mkononi. It's the same story, same stuff that I've been doing for a long time, but now the sound of the music has changed because now it's club, heavy drums. You know, back in the day, of course, there would be the first guy on stage was always the rhythm guitar gets up there, tunes his guitar, you know, you have the just to make sure everything's on. Then the bass guitar, and then now after all that is when the drummer comes in, then you have the and now all the music is coming out now. In Kenya, for instance, for me, we have a little vamp which is called number one. So after every, you hear say number one, and then people have to respond to it. So if you say, let's say, like Johnny's a guitarist, so you say Machine Gun Moto number one.
Mr. Johnny Machine Gun Y9 on lead guitar.
And kind of keeps going and going, and the drummers, and we go across to every band member, make sure everyone gets the feeling. So eventually, I get the media. I'm doing so much stuff because in 2011 I told myself I need a thing. I now got the thing, Crown Prince of Benga. I've got it.
Yeah.
Now I need to sell. I said 2011 I'm gonna say yes to every single gig. That's my game plan. Every single gig, every phone call, I'll say yes. Now in 2010, I released Benganology on 31st of July. 2 days after writing my final year architecture exam. Then I started this plan. 2011 January, every phone call, everybody who called me.
Yes.
When is a gig and where? There's a night we had 4 gigs. We had a gig at Shan Cinema, we had a gig at Museum, we had a gig at Grand Regency, and we had a gig at Kani.
What?
All booked in my band in one car. I fit 8 people in the car. We went to the 4 gigs and we played them.
And got paid.
Yeah. Well, 2 are not paying, but we went. Yeah. Like I was not going to say no. I played so much in 2011. I think I was playing once every 2 days. I played well over 90 gigs in 2011.
What?
Well over 90. Like, it's not even at 95, 96. It's like 99, maybe 100 and something. We played gigs. And my band, that time, I built a band rehearsing in a campus room. My campus room had a bed, and then it had band equipment.
What?
Yeah. That's how my campus room was. Ask any of my campus classmates. There was my bed, there was my drawing table, and then there was a drum kit, a bass, a guitar amp, a keyboard. Fully set up all the time. That's how, because of that thing, is how I ended up playing at Rafiki's for about a year.
Yes.
While we were playing a continuous gig. Kidum was playing on Wednesdays, I was playing on Thursdays. But because I was playing so many gigs, my band is like this.
It's tight. It's so tight.
We could play a gig. Till today, we can play a gig at 3 a.m. If you call those guys now, there's a gig now.
Already.
We're going to play that gig. And it'll be fine now. Now that time we started doing different things. We started saying, let's find another space to create live music. Because remember, the live music thing was still not established kabisa.
Yes.
So we started doing the affair. And the affair, the idea of the affair was, let's get 4 artists, because we were struggling to pack venues alone.
Yeah.
So we said, let's just do a collabo gig. Everybody plays half an hour.
Yeah. Chris was that? Chris Adwar?
Chris Adwar, Atemi, Aaron, myself. Episode 1. Alliance like this. Packed. We played that gig until 1. Packed. We said we're doing another affair. People felt loud.
I came for an affair.
Yeah. people fall out. People fall out before the gig. Guess what?
What do you mean?
You remember after that gig, with the first one, we had left Alliance with a paper bag of money. The money was in a paper bag. When we reached, it was inside a paper bag. We had total cash. We had sold so many tickets. It was in a paper bag. When we went to count it at the digs, ilikuwa na mwagwa hivi kwa carpet. We're counting. Yours is what? Okay, like this. Now we fell out. Guys fell out. So the second gig we had to play with. I think the second gig we played with.
Oh, now different musicians.
With different musicians. So we played with Jacob Asio. Because Aroro chose not to play.
Yes.
Because after the fallout, he wasn't ready to play the gig. So we
What
played.
did the fallout over? Money?
No, it was personal.
Okay.
There was no money. You see, all the money was in a paper bag.
Yes,
Then we used to pour it
Yeah.
and count it.
Yeah, yeah.
So there was really no issue with the tunes.
I get.
There were just some personal things that happened outside of,
Oh, yes, I get. Okay.
and it was not fixable before
Yes.
the second gig. So the second gig we play now with Jacob
This
Asio.
thing is great.
Jacob comes, we play the gig again, nice, packed like this. We didn't make enough as much money. Anyway, move on. In between there, we try working with Abinyinza. Because we are looking for a 4, we are stuck with this 4 thing.
Yeah.
So we do the Gentleman's Affair because of Atemi was not available for another episode. So we need to do the Gentleman's Affair. So we do that Gentleman's Affair. And with the Gentleman's Affair, we invented something that Nairobi's art scene was not doing. We invented what's called the early bird ticket. Guys are not doing it. It existed outside, but in Kenya and in Nairobi, guys are not selling the early bird ticket. We were the first guys with Ticket Sasa. Ticket Sasa was a briefcase company.
Yes.
The lady, Rachel, used to come to our gigs with a laptop to set up the ticketing for us, and the gate she was running gate. Like, because we were the only clients that building at the time. So now we told her we're going to sell a thing called early bird ticket. She was like, what's that? We told her it's a ticket a person buys in advance, but it's a special advance ticket that closes.
Yeah.
Then so after that, now we started seeing early bird ticket. We were laughing like, anyway, it's a good thing. It works, and we were laughing so much about how we had managed to the online ticketing. I guess maybe online ticketing was not doing early bird at the time, so we did it.
Remember Zetu?
Yeah.
Zetu.co.ke.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So now they started doing the early bird. It became a good tool. We were happy about it. Gigs started happening. And then now we have the 2 albums. I win the Kisima.
Higher.
Yeah, I win 2 Kisimas in 2012.
Kisima came back.
Kisima happens in 2012 and I win 2 Kisimas. Fusion Artist of the Year and Songwriter of the Year.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, win that in Kisima.
Who had you written songs for?
At the time, I'd written Colors. I wrote Colors for Helen. I was involved in Aroro's album as well.
Not Kids of Life, though. I remember the one you're saying.
Yeah.
So Alpha Jiri.
I'd written a bunch of. No, I think I was in the first album, Keys of Life, and then Helen Zama. Is it Zama? Album.
Yeah.
I wrote a song there called Colors. Well, I was a co-writer, but the song that won this award was Shamba La Wanyama, which was a co-write with Tim.
Yes.
Because Tim, in between all that, when I was shifting, Tim had called me over to his studio on Thika Road those days. And he told me I'm working on this project called Kinanda.
Yes.
So please come sing a song. So as part of Kinanda, I had sang that one song with Tim.
And which you co-wrote?
Yeah, Tim wrote the music and gave me a track. Then I wrote all the lyrics and performed. So then after that, I asked him also to have the song in my album, which he agreed. So now we did that. So I now had a new bunch of, won the Kisima, and now I'm trying to now build from there.
This is 2012 now.
This is now around 2012.
Yeah.
So I'm planning. So I knew the first thing I have to do is I have to get myself a studio. So I got a jingle. I got a job to sing a jingle.
Actually, first of all, even in the mix of you working with Tim, can you remember the song? Let me shock you. Let me shock you. Can you remember the song you sang with Brian King?
Yes, for ActionAid. yeah, I remember it very well. When Jim Chuchu shot the video,
Yes.
and he had a stall, who could go down that center. Another storeroom like this, we shot it
Brian
there.
Kagoro's.
Brian Kagoro's project, yeah. Yeah, I remember that.
Lift your hands and say, if you're tired and wanna change, fight the system all the way. Enough taking action against the day. Ni uongo mtupu, wanasema ni demokrasia. Ukweli ni kwamba mimi fukara na wao malkia. Imekuwa wazi kwangu, afadhali walinde matumbo yao kuliko kushughulikia usalama wangu. Ushuru ninalipa na wala sijawahi kukosa. Kazi bado sina, elimu bado sina. Lift your hands and say, if you're tired and wanna change, fight the system all the way. Enough talking, action begins today. Lift your hands and say, if you're tired and wanna change, fight the system all the way. Enough talking, action begins today.
So through that stuff, I got now a job of my own to write a jingle. And how I got this job is I've come out of campus, I've won the Kisima, now I don't know what to do. I've stopped playing the weekly gigs. And like 2 months, I'm flat broke. Like flat broke.